We talk more with Dale from CBN News headquarters from our Jerusalem studio. Dale, you've been reporting in Europe and specifically on France for a number of years, and you say that France should have seen this coming. Why do you say that?
Because a lot of the French saw this coming, but the political class continues to be in denial and was hoping it wouldn't happen. But we've been running our story after this attack, sound bites from after Charlie Hebdo, where people were predicting that France's future was civil war. I think the French all kind of expected this, but they're so paralyzed by PC that they didn't do what was necessary.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's any sign France has learned its lesson right now and it's really going to deal with the threat that really the enemy is within France right now?
They're still treating this like a crime instead of an ideological war. So if you can imagine if it was Italy and the mafia and they're making raids and going after people and it's a police action. But at the same time, the government of France is helping to spread radical Islam around the country. We've shown this. I was in one of my stories standing at a mosque in Paris, financed by the city of Paris, and the name in Arabic meaning conquest. The name of the mosque was Conquest, and it was being funded by the French government.
Many French analysts are saying there's a civil war coming. Do you believe that's true?
I think it is in the long view. What these immigrants are importing from the Middle East is Lebanon, a country in which you have forces that not only disagree with each other, but want to kill each other. And it's particularly perilous for Jews because so many of these immigrants coming in have anti-Semitic views.
And you mentioned the Jews. Do you think we're going to see an acceleration of Jewish immigration out of France and many times here to Israel?
Yeah, almost certainly. And I think just the whole migrant invasion, the whole huge migrant influx, they see the writing on the wall. This is going to be a new constituent in several European nations. Next week, we'll be highlighting the Jews in Belgium and the fear that they live on, and the fact that Jews in Europe today, what we'll be showing is have to hide their Jewishness when they're out in public. And many of them treat this like it's normal, and it's not. This sounds dire, but it's the beginning of the end.
Wow. Pretty chilling. Finally, Dale, do you think there's any way that France can stop these attacks?
I think more people have to die. Sarkozy is saying that Hollande should have resigned after this. So little was done to actually attack the sources of this terror. Again, it's treated like a crime problem instead of an ideologically driven threat.
What about the United States' involvement in this, and how would you see the Obama administration, how they're responding to the Paris attacks and the whole situation there in Europe?
The French government elite are Obama on steroids, and we've heard his politically correct statements about Islam. It's very much the same in France, and this inability to say Muslim terror if you're on the left, phrases like these people aren't bad, they're just stupid, they need to be educated. You still see a lot of this in France, and this is why another attack is almost a certainty.